Alright, I just got the word that I'm live. What a crazy, crazy run to just witness. Dream of Shaw just killed it. It's a tough act to follow. Yeah, I'm angrylanks. I'm going to do some Contra for you here. I've played this game a lot. But yeah, you never know what's going to go wrong with Contra since this game can just kind of troll you. But yeah, let's just get right to it. I'm going to reset and just get going here. A couple things to note about the first stage. Most importantly, you just want to make sure you get the S gun and you want to stack an R on top of it. So you'll notice that I'll be grabbing those two items in that order. You do want to grab this M. The only reason you grab it is actually just troll reduction, because if you don't grab it, all these guys with the backpacks, the Mochila guys as TMR calls them, they'll just spawn like crazy for some reason. Another thing to note about this game is that when you jump, you actually lose a frame of animation. And when you land, you don't. But if you drop off of a ledge, you will lose a frame of animation for dropping off a ledge. So no matter what you do in a situation where there's a drop or a jump, you're going to lose at least one frame. But we keep that in mind during the speedrun and try to make sure we aren't losing any frames if we can help it. So the routing here is all very particular. And that's a pretty tight jump there, but I got it. Let's see if the first boss screws me over or not. It cooperated. That was nice. So yeah, I got my S, I got my R. We're going into the base stage, and the reason you want the R is mostly for the base stages, because you can try to get spread rhythm, and with the R it goes really fast. Let's see, I activated it there pretty well, but it could have been better. And it's easier to get it off of these like turrets than it is the guys jumping around for some reason. I don't know why that is. And it's even easier to get it off of the rollers that you see at the bottom of the certain screens that come out. So this next screen, you'll notice that I'm just going to crouch and just like position myself in a certain manner, and I'll be able to get a really nice rhythm from it. Like this. And I'm going to carry it into the next room, so I purposely didn't touch the fence. If you touch the fence, then it resets the rhythm, but it also saves a frame of movement. Alright, so this boss can be tricky. Let's see how it goes. I didn't position myself exactly right. I also just almost tried to split there. But 159, that's pretty decent. I think sub 2 is pretty good for a marathon on that stage. Alright, so Waterfall. This is very, very particularly routed. You have to make very specific jumps all the way up because you want to get these ledge skip sequences involved because they save a lot of time. But they also make the gray platforms that move around have better cycles. So you're actually going to save a ton of time if you get both ledge skips in a run, compared to just like going up the waterfall however you feel. So the jumps might look a little odd, but there's a reason for them. They do save time overall. If you were to do this waterfall without ledge skips, you could lose up to like 5 seconds compared to doing the 2 ledge skip route because of the good platform cycles that come along with it. So I'll point out this ledge skip here. It's kind of an interesting look because you normally can't jump all the way up there. See, like that. Alright, so this boss, this is a pretty easy boss once you learn it. We'll see if I screw it up or not. The idea is to kill it the first time its mouth opens. Oh, well, things just went really wrong, so that's not going to happen. D-pad kind of got a little squirrely on me. I don't know what happened. Well, I didn't show that off at all. But we're not dead, so that's nice. Alright, base 2. This is probably the hardest stage optimally to do in the game correctly. Because you have 8 rooms that you need to get really good spread rhythm in and try to maintain it, so. And the movement in this room might seem a little odd, but it's very particular for a reason. It does save a lot of time if you do it that way. Curse you, D-pad, yeah. It was really just kind of my own fault. I think I'm feeling a little bit of marathon nerves at the moment. It's been a while since I've done a marathon. Alright, so this room is the only room you don't want to get spread rhythm. So you just do these 2 burst shots and it's a little faster. Alright, there we go. Good rhythm here. You just want to time your movement like certain ways too in these rooms. Like the bullets will kind of trail you, so you can actually run sooner than you might think over to another target and save some time that way. Using these rollers again. Alright, so there's a magic pixel in this room. I'm going to see if I can get it and get a 2 jumper on this. Yep, got it. That's actually pretty damn hard to get, so stoked I could show that off. Alright, and now we're coming up on the base 2 boss. After I get through this room, and there's a glitch here I'm going to try to perform. It's frame perfect. Didn't get it. That's okay. If I did, whoa, that was bad. I didn't realize that bubble was all up on my grill. Ooh, this is hairy. Wow, I don't know how I'm still alive. So this isn't a great pace, but not dying is pretty cool, so we'll go with it. Snowfield is known for being really trolly. If you get like a ridiculous amount of experience in this game, the stage isn't too bad. There are a couple of places though that no matter what you do, you're gonna get trolled and you're gonna die. So let's just hope that doesn't happen, but otherwise I should be able to mitigate pretty much any of the trolls by just doing specific shots in specific directions at certain times. You'll notice that when I'm jumping, oh, that's weird. When I'm jumping, I shoot down at an angle to make sure there's nobody below me when I'm landing on platforms. That's really critical here. And I'm always shooting ahead. You'll notice I pretty much barely take any breaks shooting forward because guys can just pop up at any moment. Like that. Bad mash. This is the best song, I agree. This is my favorite track in the game. So these tanks, you just want to like jump at them because it actually stops them sooner. And you can get really snug up on their hitbox. Those spikes don't actually exist. It's just the front of the tank that will actually kill you. Okay, trolls are out. I think I'm going to go under here. I'm not feeling the jumps. Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but, you know, bunch of trolls, that's right. So this boss, we hope it'll appear on the right side. There's like a 50% chance it appears over here. And we got it. So yeah, this runs about 22 seconds behind the world record already. Energy zone. So what is important about this stage is what is referred to as a global timer. So there are some flame patterns that happen from power on, and they cycle about every 1.6 seconds from the start of the game all the way through. So in a way, if you like consistently start the game at the same time, you can kind of predict what sort of flame patterns you're going to be getting based on your pace. I don't have my splits up right now, so I have no idea what flame pattern I'm going to get. So I'm just going to react. That was bottom flame, which isn't ideal. It wasn't fast flame, which can like kill you, but this is the slowest flame pattern you can get. And then here I'm going to go for the splice skip. There we go, splice, splice. These flames are not on a global timer. They're just proximity and they're kind of random, so there's really nothing you can do to control them. Here I'm coming up on a boss that we refer to as JJ. He jumps a lot, and he's a jerk, and yeah, so it makes sense that he's JJ. And that was pretty scary. Okay, so this game also applies to the global timer rule with these claw patterns, but it's not quite as crucial as it is on Energy Zone in terms of like trying to get a good time in the game, or at least like at a higher level it's not. But yeah. The cool thing about it is if you hesitate at the first claw, then you know you have to hesitate at this set of claws no matter what. But this is like a really good just run pattern I'm getting here where nothing is getting in my way. This would be amazing if I was on like a really good pace. I'd be super excited about the global timer that's happening here. So I'm going to carry this barrier for a while, and you can actually smash through the spike wall coming up here if you time it right. So this first spike wall I should be able to just get through real easy, and then I'll have to shoot the other two down. That guy was weird, so I dodge him. Not an ideal claw pattern here though, so... This part's a little scary in a marathon, you never know. Could be game over. There he is. I knew somebody was going to come out. They had to. And the boss is quite free, at least. Alright, so we're already at the last stage. Contra is not a very long game, especially if you know how to speedrun it. And if you can go deathless, that makes all the difference. So this is going to be a pretty decent time. Should be sub 1020, I think. This is all just a lot of mashing and memorization. Here, the only time safe is your jump timing and your mash timing on that thing. These spores that shoot out of these strange purple mouths, they pretty much always behave exactly the same way as long as you're not losing any frames of movement. So if you just keep running, they're always going to do the same thing. So it's really, really predictable stage. It's kind of a funny anticlimactic thing in a way with the speedrun, because unless your nerves get the best of you, you pretty much just like know you're going to finish the run because you know exactly what to do and where to go and where to shoot. So I'm just going to jump twice to kill the heart. Try to take out the ceiling guy. That's always good. And yeah, so I'm going to jump, and that's that. Game. I split a little early, so it might have been a 10-14. But yeah, that is Contra, which I've been playing this game off and on for like 4 years. Played it a lot, definitely more than anybody else has, I think, in terms of speedrunning. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna be coming back with some Super C right after this. I'm a little nervous about that. I've never run Super C in a marathon, so you'll have to bear with me. But yeah, thank you all, and thanks to RGL for always throwing on these great events. RETROTHON 2020 has been awesome.